Hey, so now that we have entered the contract as far as the listing is concerned, I wanted just to go really quick through what to expect from here on out, okay? So basically, we've probably already discussed the way the showings will go down, but what you're going to do is you're going to pick 3 days, 3 days that work for you around your schedule, and we're going to schedule those times for all the showings to go down, okay? I want to just I want to make it very clear on how buyers typically operate and how their agents typically operate before they enter your home. Usually they're never on time. They're either early or they're late, and there's just nothing we can really do about that. Sometimes they're rude. They don't show up. They don't call, and it's just it's part of how things go. It irritates the heck out of me, but they continuously do it. So I don't want to set that as an expectation, but I don't also want you to be disappointed if that does happen because it's just part of it. So if someone schedules a showing within your time parameters, all right, if you guys are going to be there, then just please, you can wait for them to come to the door and you can step outside, but let them walk through the house without any interruptions. Uh, you don't if you do plan to leave during the time allotted for all the showings, then that's fine too. What you don't want to do is you don't want to plan to leave when there's a showing coming. So if there's a 4 hour window, say it's between 12 and 4, all right, and you expect the buyer's agent and the buyer to be there at say 2 o'clock, okay. What you want to do is that you typically the arrival time is going to be just for them to arrive is going to be between 2 and 3. Okay, so if you left at 2 expecting them to be there and be out of there by 2:30, that's not going to happen in most cases. So what you want to do is you want to leave about a half hour before. So in this case, you leave at 1:30, and you want to come back around 3:30. Okay, 3:30, even maybe 4 o'clock. So you just give it about a 2 hour window there because, like I said, they're never going to be on time or they're going to be early or late or whatever the case is. So if that's the way that we typically advise our clients to handle that. All right. So that's the first thing. Most likely, we've already got the photos scheduled, but what will happen with photos is there's going to be a professional photographer coming out, and they're going to be there probably for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and they're going to take photos of the house, and they're going to get the videos they need and whatnot. And we usually show up on that day as well. Typically, it'll be me. And what we're going to do also on that day is we're going to talk to you, make sure everything is going smoothly, and we're going to do our Facebook Live videos, our preliminary marketing for Facebook, and then we're going to take another video that we're going to use as a walkthrough of the house for YouTube and for the MLS. So once a photographer is done, we're going to get the photos back, all right? And then we're going to use those photos for the advertising on the websites, but also the photos are going to come with a three-dimensional tour of the house so people can, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but they can click and they can walk through all the different spots in the house. And they're going to have a virtual tour, a dedicated 3D map of the house, like a survey of the interior. And then they're going to have a collage virtual tour sort of video that they'll put together too. And on top of that, so that will go as a link inside of the listing that will go to Zillow. It'll go into the MLS. So a buyer, they'll see the pictures, and then they're going to be able to click that link, and they're going to be able to go to all those features. And there's going to be a second link that's going to be our video, which is a physical walkthrough of the property that we are going to do as from the perspective of what exactly a buyer will see. So there's going to be no questions that when a buyer comes into your house, they have vetted that property. They've walked through it through us. They've seen the 3D tour. They've seen all the pictures, everything. So they have no reason not to have done an exceptional amount of research before they ever enter your house. Okay, it's real important that we do that. All right, and then let's see. I want to go through the rest of the what to expect stuff. Uh, Paperwork and stuff we're probably going to do before all of this, but there might be some disclosures that we need, like the seller's disclosure, HOA disclosure, that sort of thing we might follow up on. Those aren't something we need right away, so typically if we don't bring them with us, we'll get those before the listing goes up. So there might be a little bit of paperwork that we can do. It'll all be done electronically, and we'll have it to you before the listing goes live. The other things that we're going to make sure we do, we're going to prepare. So there's typically a 2 week window from when we sign this contract until we go active. And what we're doing in the meantime is we're doing what we just talked about with the photos, but we're preparing professional flyers with the highlight pictures of your house and also with all the upgrades. So what we will need from you is, if we don't already have it, is anything that's upgraded in the house that we don't see in the photos. Okay, so we're going to see things like the kitchen upgrades, new appliances, any of that stuff. It's all going to be in there in regards to what's on the flyer. But if there's anything that we may not know about, that you know about, or if there's anything you'd like to highlight on that flyer, please just write that down and then send me a picture of it. And that way we can add it to this flyer. Okay, this flyer is going to be what, when a buyer walks into the house, they're going to have this flyer with my contact info, and they're going to have the MLS data sheet. Okay, so those two things the buyers are going to have, we're going to bring those over prior to going live. So every buyer is going to have all that information in case their agent didn't bring them anything, which happens a lot. So they'll have it on site. All right, so please get us that as soon as you can. And then, so we're also going to put together a postcard campaign that's going to go out to the neighborhood saying that your home is going to go on the market and that we're looking to potentially sell this home and keep the neighborhood continuity the way that it is. And sometimes neighbors want family members or friends to move in because they want to keep the neighborhood in a certain, they want to keep the neighborhood friendly. They want to know who their neighbors are, that sort of thing. So there is times when they do this. So we're trying to market to them so that they can have an opportunity to contact us and bring a buyer and save you on commission and all that good stuff. So that's what we're going to be preparing in regards to that. There's nothing from your end that you have to do in regards to that. If you elected to order any inspections, an appraisal, any of that stuff, that's part of our guarantee package. That stuff will be going on right away. Okay, so we'll order that stuff immediately. And if there's inspections and appraisals going on, we're going to provide the contractors your contact information, and they're going to reach out to you. Okay, so if that is something that you're doing, that is going on right now, and the only thing you have to do from your end is answer them or call them back and provide either the payment structure or provide access depending on which commission package you chose. So that's going down. If the circumstances of your house are that we have to get an estate sale, or we have to get some construction done, or we're doing junk removal for you, that's going to start right away too. There is a offset chance that if we do have to do junk removal, we are doing construction, or we have contractors who are going to come out there and do construction for you, or if there's some extensive junk removal, that it might be longer than 2 weeks before we can go active. But we won't know until we get them scheduled. But this kind of thing, these contractors and this sort of thing is going to be scheduled immediately so that we can get the ball rolling as quick as possible. And in Florida, obviously it's going to be weather pending, and all these things can delay the file. So we order those immediately. Those, if any of those three things are going to be going on with your property, then those people are going to be contacting you right away. Okay, they're going to be getting in touch with you. They're going to be getting this scheduled out so that we can get this stuff wrapped up and completed as soon as possible. So that's something that you can look out for if it applies to your file. It doesn't always apply. Okay, if we've spoken to you about companies coming in to clean your house, that is going to happen, but that's going to happen very close to the listing. All right. So unless it's going to affect the photos, then it's not something that we're going to order until right before the home goes live, and especially if the home is vacant. Okay. So if you're going to clean on your own and you're going to get the house tidy and ready to go for photos, that's fine. And if after that we're having a professional company coming in regards to cleaning, we're going to do that really close to the list time. Okay, unless it's a situation where you already know up front that we need to clean it now and we need to clean it again prior to the listing, then they'll be coming in now. But that's something that we will have already spoken about, and it's not going to apply to every file. But if it is, then you're going to know that already. So just know that if it's double cleaning, that there's going to be a cleaner now, and then there's going to be a cleaner coming in right before the listing. But If it's not, then it's going to be 3 days prior to the listing. The cleaners will come in there. Okay. All right. Uh, so part of the process is going to be ordering the sign, okay, for your house. This the sign is going to go up. It's going to go up immediately. So day one, we're ordering a sign. There's going to be a postman that's going to come out. They're going to dig a hole in your yard, a small hole, and they're going to put a post up and they're going to put our sign on it. It's going to go out immediately. We're going to come out there and put some additional signs in the yard just to attract more attention. All right, so those signs are going to go out. Those are going to go out right away. It's not something you need to do anything on your end unless you did not want a sign and you see a sign come up, let me know. But for the most part, everybody wants a sign. But if you elected not to, then you won't. Don't even worry about this step at all. Let's see. If you had a staging consultation and there is going to be staging done at your property, this is also going to be done right away. Okay. So the consultation will typically happen within the first 3 to 5 days of uh, of after our listing appointment, and then it will be usually it's staged within the next week. So we can get the consultation and the staging done within the first 2 weeks, but it's something that has to be started right away. So if there's staging coming in and you don't have a consultation yet, it's in the works, I promise you. And the consultation will be set up very quickly. All right, and we expect to have it staged and ready to go within the next 2 weeks. If it's a virtual staging or something to that effect, that'll be done with the photos, so there's no need to worry about that. So let's see. That covers just about everything that's going to go on right away as soon as we get your listing started. Okay, all of this is going to go down immediately. All right, the only thing that we need to talk about is we discussed the showings and we discussed the the way that that's going to go down. All right, so think about what days you want to have showings on, and it's really important that one of those days is a weekend day. And if you can do two of those days as a weekend day, that's even better. But one day a week, and then a Saturday and Sunday is best. But if it has to be 2 days per during the week, then that's fine too. But we would like it, if it is hypothetically the Saturday and Sunday, then maybe like a Wednesday, something in the middle of the week, or a Thursday is better than trying to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But that also works too. So just work it around your schedule. But one thing we definitely will be doing is installing a lockbox on your house, okay? And that lockbox is going to hold the keys to your property, and that's where agents are going to access to get into the home. Now, any agent that wants to access your home is going to have to go through Showtime, and Showtime is going to protect the your house by making sure that whoever goes through Showtime is a licensed real estate agent, and that's the only way they could ever get in your house is being licensed, being confirmed. You will get that information on them, and they will be entering your house only under the circumstances that you have vetted them, and we have vetted them, and we verify that they are an agent. So please, if you can, get the keys for us. Any keys. We need keys to the front door, keys to the back door, keys to anything that people need to get into, like sheds or garages or anything that's locked that somebody can look at and it could benefit you the sale of your house. Please have those. Please have those ready for us, and we'll put those in the lockbox. And then, so what will happen once we get all of this stuff, and once we get all the photos and we get all of the information we need, then and then the property's ready, everything's ready to go. 48 hours prior to putting on the MLS, we're going to prepare the listing. We're going to have it all set up, all ready to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to email you the entire listing and what it's going to look like online. And then we're going to go through the description, and we're going to go through the photos, and we're going to go through everything in there and make sure that everything that's in there, you like it and that it's up to the standards that you're looking for. And then once we go live, boom, it's going out to everybody. So that will all be reviewed prior to the going live date, and then from there it's going live. So if there's a if once we've reviewed all of that and we're ready to go live, we're also going to do if it's in your package, we're going to do a open house. Okay, so it's really important that we schedule this open house about a week out. So we'll have the photos by the time we do the open house, and we're going to uh, we're going to schedule it online. So it's going to be sitting as a scheduled open house for at least 3 days prior to going live, if we can do it. Okay, Zillow sometimes stops us from doing that, but if we can do it, we will. But either way, as soon as we go live, we're going to have a monster open house that weekend. So what will happen with the open house is it's going to be marketed from our standpoint. It's going to be advertised from our standpoint on Google. It's going to be advertised on Facebook. It's going to be advertised on Twitter. It's going to be advertised on uh, YouTube. Okay, we're going to try to get as much buzz as we can around it. And so the day that the open house starts, if it say your listing went live on Thursday and we're having a major open house on Saturday, okay? Typically the open houses are 3 to 4 hours long. They usually start at 11. All right, so say we're going from 11 to 3. We are going to arrive there around 9 o'clock, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to come say hi to you, and then we're going to be going around to all your neighbors. Usually it's 20 houses to your left and 20 houses to your right, and maybe 50 houses across the street, something to that effect. And we're going to be door knocking and hanging door labels on their doors, asking them to come out and visit us at the open house. And before the open house, we're actually going to be doing what's called circle prospecting, where we're going to be calling your neighbors and all the surrounding areas around there and tell them that this house is going up for sale, and seeing if they have any family members or any friends or anybody like that who might want to buy around the area, or anybody they know really. And we're going to be inviting those people also to the open house. So it's a pretty massive undertaking that we're going to be doing if the open house is something that you selected in your package. And then the day of the open house, we'll be doing the prospecting, we'll be doing the walk around the neighborhood, and then we're going to be putting out signs everywhere. There's going to be a ton of signs all over the place, and we we're trying to drive just as much traffic as possible to the house. All right, so that is going to go down on the weekend of the listing, or that we go live. Right, so we go live. Typically, we like to go live on Thursday, and we like to do the open houses on Saturday or Sunday, whatever works out best for you guys. Now we the open houses, we're there, we monitor everybody. We usually stay by the front door, and we try to make sure that we are constantly watching the entire place. Just be aware that we don't have 10 different eyes, so we can't watch every single thing everybody does. So if there's anything valuable, anything like that, please lock it up and do not put anything out that somebody can just slip in their pocket without somebody seeing, okay? Just make sure that you do that. And when we're done, when the open house is concluded, we're gonna sweep up and clean up a little bit and go around and spray doorknobs with alcohol and try to keep the place somewhat clean compared to. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad. Hopefully it's not a day of rain or something like that. But we also will not try to plan something out on a nasty day like that. But just the point is we're gonna try to clean up after we're done and make sure that all the trash is picked up, anything that we find. So. And then I think that covers just about it. That's the first 2 weeks of going live. Let me see here. Yeah, we're gonna have our assistants are gonna be doing a bunch of the paperwork on the back end, but everything is gonna be ready to rock and roll. The first 2 weeks are pretty intense, and it kind of dies down. All you have to do is really worry about the showings and the frustrations that come with that. But uh, the hopefully the whole thing works out quick, works out easy, and everybody shows up on time, and it's very stressless. That's our point here. And the whole process is set up so that you guys have a great experience, and that's what we are wanting to have. We want you guys to give us reviews, and we want you guys to have a great experience. So that's our aim. And once we get the ball rolling and the showings are going on and we get a contract, okay, there'll be another video on what to expect from the moment we get a contract until the moment we close, okay? So call me anytime, as always, and if you do not have any questions or anything to that effect, then I will always be calling you on Wednesdays, as we discussed, okay? All right. I look forward to this. We're going to have a good time with it, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. We really, really, really appreciate the opportunity. All right? All right, then. Talk to you later.